the example we are going to take for the non-negative integer solutions, the first example they mention at how many solutions are there to equation x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal to 17, okay, where x1, x2 and x3 are non-negative and they have put up the conditions like the first condition maybe x1 is greater than 1, x2 is greater than 2, x3 is greater than 3. The second condition they put up x1 is less than 6. That means the x1 is going to be lie between 0 to 5. Okay, it's less than 6, and x3 is greater than 5. Then third condition they mention that x1 is less than 4, x2 is less than 3, and x3 is greater than 5. So we have to satisfy with this condition. We have to solve this problem of non-negative integer solution. We have to find it out. So what is that? The first condition is x1 is greater than 1, x2 is greater than 2, and x3 is greater than 3. The condition is we already mentioned over there. So with satisfaction of this condition, we have to do this solution for this equation x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal to 17. So what we know it x1 is greater than 1. The value should be more than 1. So what I am going to do, I am going to add one value with that x1. That means what? The value should be greater than 1 means the value should be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. But it should not be like equal to 1 or 1, okay, or less than something like that. So in this case, what we done, we add one value over there plus 1. That means that value is going to be increased by 1. Now second condition they put up x2 is greater than 2. That means that value should be more than 2. That value can be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on, whatever the number of values are there, but it should not be 2 or 1. The value should be greater than 2. So in this case also we add that value by plus 1. Similarly, everywhere we add that value by plus 1. What we get it, x1 we put up x1 plus 1 equal to y1, x2 plus 1 equal to y2, x3 plus 1 equal to y3. In this case, the simplest thing we what we done, we add 1 over there instead of that existing value. So we increase that value by 1. That means y1 plus 2 we mention it. Okay, then we mention y2 plus 3 because they have mentioned x2 is greater than 2. Then they mention x3 is greater than 3. So we just add one values over there, y3 plus 4, y2 plus 3 and y1 plus 2 respectively for that x1, x2 and x3, y1 plus 2, y2 plus 3 and y3 plus 4. And just we simply put up that greater than 1's value with this condition over there with having transformation like that value will be y1. Okay, so what we get it, we put up that equation x1 plus x2 x2 plus 3 and we get this transformation value as y1 plus 2, y2 plus 3, y3 plus 4, and it is going to satisfy the condition because it is greater than 1 first value, it is greater than 2 the second value, and it is greater than 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, that means we add one value over the 2, 3, 4. So in this case we put up that x1, x2, x3 value y1 plus 2, y2 plus 3 and y plus 4 in the above equation equal to 70 instead of x1 plus x2 plus x3. So what we get it, the summation of 2 plus 3 plus 4 that is counted at 9. So what we done, y1 plus y2 plus y3, 17 minus 9, that 9 going to on the right hand side, the plus symbol get negative symbol over there, 17 minus 9, the value get as y1 plus y2 plus y3 is equal to 8. So here what number of r terms, the terms are 1, 2, 3, y1, y2, y3, and the value is equal to n. That means n equal to 8. The equation we already defined it in the non-negative integer solution that x1 plus x2 till xr equal to n. So on the right hand side of equal symbol, that is the n value, and then these are the number of terms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till r terms. So in this equation, how many terms are there? y1 plus y2 plus y3. That means only 3 terms, y1, y2 and y3. So what we get it, 8 as value of n, that is n plus r minus 1. This is a formula for non-negative integer solution. We get it from the theorem above for the non-negative integer solution that n plus r minus 1, r minus 1. We simply put up the value of that value of n and r. Number of terms are r, that means three terms, and value of n, that is a symbol, it is a value on the right hand side of that equal to symbol, that is 8. So in this equation we transform that values of x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal to 17 Just to satisfy this condition, we get that y1 plus 2 plus y2 plus 3 plus y3 plus 4 equal to 17. Then y1 plus y2 y3 equal to 17 minus 9. That 9 going to on the right hand side with minus symbol, and that value get calculated as 17 minus 9 is equal to 8. Now we get its number of terms as y1, y2, y3. So in this case, we'll simply put up the value of n and r over there. Number of terms are 3. That means 3 over here, and 8 plus 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1, 10 by 2. And we know it very well that n of r calculated as n factorial divided by r factorial, n minus r factorial. Okay. What we get it? N factorial divided by r factorial, n minus r factorial. But simply by putting the values of n and r over there, we calculate this n and r over here from the above equation. 10 factorial divided by 2 factorial in bracket 10 minus 2 factorial. Simply putting that all the values over there in this formula, we get it 10 factorial divided by 2 factorial. 10 minus 2 means 8 factorial. This 8 factorial, I get it. What is the 10 factorial means? 10 factorial means 10 into 9 into 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 8 factorial. 8 factorial get cancelled over there. 10 into 9 is equal to 90, 90. We put up that value 90 over here. And 2 factorial means 2 into 1. That means 2 divided by 2. That value get it 45. So this is the way of we getting the non-negative integer solution for that particular formula. X1 plus x2 equal to x3 equal to 17. This is a value we get it for the solution for it. Now come across another method they mentioned. They simplified the problem in another way. The equation like what? The equation was that x1 plus x2 equal to 17. Remember this equation? This is the initial equation we have. X1 plus x2 plus x3 equal to 70. Okay. So in this case, what they done? The problem is equivalent to distributing 7 identical atoms. Okay, 17 identical atoms because x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal to 17. These are 17 identical atoms and 3 are distinct boxes. That means x1, x2 and x3. 3 distinct boxes they mention. Okay, this is you get it. So we have 3 boxes and 17 atoms. We have to distribute it there in a proper manner. But the satisfy the condition. The condition is x1 should be greater than 1, x2 should be greater than 2, and x3 should be greater than 3. So simply by putting values just like the x1 value will be 2, x2 is 3, and x3 is 4. What we put up that values in these particular boxes. How many boxes are there? 3 distinct boxes. Okay, 3 distinct boxes. We simply put up that value over there. So first box we put up 2, second box we put up 3, for third box we put up 4. We put up that values respectively. The output is 2 plus 3, 5 plus 4 equal to 9. And what we get it, number of left, how many left atoms are there? Already we distribute 9 items over there out of 17. 8 are remaining. So to distribute these remaining 8 in the 3 boxes, we have this formula n plus r minus 1, 8 plus 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1. Similarly, above equation, n of n factorial by r factorial, n minus r factorial, this can be solved. That means a 45 answer is going to be there only. Now, second condition. They have mentioned the second condition as x1 is less than 6 and x3 5 greater than 5. Remember, x1 should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it should not be 6, 7, 8, something like that. It should be always less than 6. And the second condition they mentioned, x3 is greater than 5. That means that value should be 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever there, but it should not be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. That means both the conditions are reverse to each other. X1 is less than 6 and x3 is greater than 5. So here x1 I get it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something like that, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But x3 should be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and so on. Whatever the values are there. So the method to solve this, now we are going to take from the right hand side of it, x3 is greater than 5. Let that value I am going to increase by just 1. Okay, that value is going to increase by 1 value, and I'm going to transform that value as x3 equal to y3 plus 6. Or that whatever the y3 is there, I don't know what is the value of y3, but I added plus 6 because to satisfy this condition. This condition is that it should be greater than 5. So I directly put a 6 over there. So x3 is going to be like y3 plus 6. This is x3 value. Now we have conditions like equation x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal to 70. Just put up that x3 value instead of this equation as y3 plus 6. We put up y3 plus 6 instead of x3. Now what we get it, 6 going to on the right hand side, 17 minus 6, that is 11 is going to get the output of that. And what is that value? X1 plus x2 plus y3 equal to 11. Now what they have mentioned, another condition as x1 is less than 6. This is the condition again they have. So therefore the number of solution with x1 is less than 6. Okay, and the total number of solution without restriction, what, how many n values are there? N values is like 11. Okay, the number of terms are also 1, 2 and 3. So what we get is 11 plus 3 minus 1. Okay, that value we get it. And again they have mentioned this condition like x it should be less than 6. So what we get it, we put up that value less than 6 means 5 values over there, and simply by getting that value 13 by 2 and 7 2, and if we solve that, and that value is going to calculate n of r, and n of r of that value means n factorial divided by r factorial and n minus r factorial. The value get it is 78 for it, and for 7 2 again value get it 21. 78 minus 21, 57 we get it. Okay, so this is a value we get it from the condition, because if the condition they have mentioned x1 is less than 6, simply like mean that value is less than 6 means 5 values are there. Okay, so we put up that value, we minimize that thing from that 6 and put up that value over there. The division, the the division of the division means the difference between these two is going to calculate as like that. Now again this is a condition for that, what they mentioned, last condition they mentioned, x1 is less than 4, x2 is less than 3, x3 is 5. See, that value should be 1 2 3 or 0 1 2 3, but not more than 4. Again x2 is less than 3, that value is 0 1 2, but it should not be more than 3. The x3 is greater than 5, that means that value is 6 7 8 9 10, but it should not be 5 4 3 2 1. So again this, for this third condition what we mentioned, we are coming again for this last one, x3 is greater than 5. Again that we put out that same kind of thing, we put out y3 plus 6, we add 1 over there, instead of 5 what we mentioned 6, and similarly we put up that value over here, x1 plus x2 x1 plus x2 plus y3 equal to 11. Similarly what we get in above second condition over there, and the condition is going to satisfy with x1 is less than 4 and x2 is less than 3. Now what we get it, suppose we done the condition in a reverse manner, like that values x1 is less than 4, x1 is less than 4. Suppose we get that values x1 is greater than 4. Okay, we reverse the condition over here, and here also we reverse the condition, p2 is equal to x2 is greater than or equal to 3. Okay, so what we done, the condition whatever we have right now, we are going to give the complement of it, that means a complete reverse of it, x1 less than 4, x2 less than 3. Instead of y we put at the complement of that value, just like p1 means x1 is greater than 4 or equal to 4, and p2 is x2 is greater than equal to 3. Now with the conditions of that in the formula, just what we get it in the um, uh, dijective formula or other formula, we already get it, the complement value over there. So complement of p1 is p1 dash, complement of p2 is p2 dash, and in this way what we get it, again that formula of p1 intersection p2, that means n minus p1 union p2, and we know that formula of two set theorems of p1 p2, that means p1 plus p2 and p1 intersection p2. And in this way what we get it, the value over for the that all the things, if we put up values of n and all, we get the solution as 12 over here. Okay, so these are the example related to that. We have to solve this kind of equation, and we are going to take another equation examples for it also. Okay, I'm going to give the again the idea about it, how we are going to solve this non-negative integer solution with the help of such kind of conditions.